Hello ladies and gentlemen, Ecology here and welcome to the 9.13 test server. As you can see, this doesn't look like the 9.13 test server, and you're right. The test server is kind of broken with the new sounds and it's not even letting me get on the test server anymore. So there is no Czechoslovakians right now, but there will be Czechoslovakian tanks coming. But I had to recreate my intro because my intro didn't save. So yeah, in this video I will be showing you the T25, but not this one, the tier 6 version of this. And I also will be showing you the tier 5, the T24, which is like this tank that you see here, except it has a smaller turret. And I'll be showing you the new tier 7, the T34-100. So sit back and relax and enjoy the video. Hello, here is the Skoda T4, T40. No, this is the Skoda T24. And this is the tier 5 tank for Czechoslovakia. Now, I want to see, gun depression, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, that's what I thought. Gun depression towards the rear is garbage. It's still pretty good, but it's, compared to the sides and rear, it's not as good. That's upsetting. Elevation, yeah, pretty good as well. Smell. So the Skoda T24, I like it. The speed is quick. I like the speed. Look at that physics. I like the way it looks. I like that the external detail is a lot. I like the turret as well because it's angled. And I like the gun. It's a 75 mil, which is great because I love the 75 mil gun. Now let's go over the trench. Oh yes, that is pretty. Up and down, yes. Let's go slow motion, shall we? Reverse slow. Oh yes. Look at that. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Look at the track jiggle. That is some nice jiggling the track has. And I like when track jiggles, because that just that's so realistic to me. Seeing that track jiggle up and down. That's so nice. Well, let's look at it in more detail than I can see right here, because right now it looks fantastic, but let's see how fantastic it really is. Oh, that suspension is really nice. Oh, I love it. Now, oh, there he is. It just popped into view. Alright, let's check out the side first. The boring side first, because the boring side always lasts. Alright, oh no, glitchy. I'm sorry. Itchy. Okay, let's see. The rear drive sprocket is quite... Can I please view it, please? Not too close. There we go. Looks nice. Nicely done. The road wheels are nice. And they're see-through. I see through them. Oh, I love it. I love when things are see-through. The track is nicely done as well. The front drive sprocket. I'm going to call them drive sprockets because they have teeth. And teeth means drive sprocket. So they're nicely done. You got a headlight there. You got a side viewport, which is nice. Got some tow ropes, a shovel and a pickaxe, some spare track, which acts as spaced armor, which is nice. Got your rear exhaust and a light. The top of the rear of the thing is pretty nice as well. You got hatches for the engine. You got 2 grills, and you got the hatches for your transmission, which is nicely louvered. I have to say. Let's traverse it. Come on, phase forward, please. There we go. Now, the front of the tank is nicely detailed as well. As we see here, the track is nicely detailed, but the drive sprocket, if I can stop phasing through it, is nicely mashing with the track, which is nice. You got some U-hooks to tow out if it ever in trouble. The front of the tank is nicely detailed. You see the welding in the front with some spaced armor with the tracks. You got the driver's hatch or view hatch or the coaxial hatch. I don't know anymore. You got another viewport right here with the hull-mounted machine gun. You got your 2 headlights in the front, which is nice. And then, let's see the barrel. Yes, the barrel's nicely rifled, which is nice. Let's check out the front of the turret a little bit more. There is no hatches on top, which is kind of sad, so you have to get on top through the commander's hatch, which makes this tank a little not safe. because you all have to go through the commander's hatch. Well, the top of the turret looks nice. Nice commander's hatch, typical German-esque. You have a viewport. Got some smoke launchers, which you can't use, which is a shame. I would love to use some smoke. And that's pretty good front end. I like the way this tank looks. I like it looks. Let's get your turret out of the way, please. Better. Now let's check out the more detailed side, shall we? Well, the road wheels and the sprockets are the same as the other side. Got a viewport like on the other side. But this side of the top of the turret got a tent or a tarp or something to cover the crew when it rains. You got a wrench, you got your jack, you got your block of wood, and then you got this very big, bulky storage unit. And it all acts as spaced armor. Well, I hope so. That big Brock acts as spaced armor. Not much, but at least it's something. Then you got the very short antennae. Then you got more spare track as in spaced armor, and then you got your exhaust. All in all, I like this side better than the other. More detailed. A lot more detailed. And now let's check out the rear of the tank, and that would be it for this. Well, the rear drive sprocket mashes with the track nicely. You got some more U-hooks. Got rear tail lights. The twin exhausts system. I don't know what's in there. Probably smoke units or smokers to make it look like your tank's on fire so you can get away. Because if you can make your tank look like it's on fire, but you're still running away from the enemy, they won't shoot at you. Because they'll think that you knocked it out. You have another rear light right back there. Nice engine deck. Nice rivet detail. I love rivets. I love bolts. I love rivets. I love seeing that thing. And I like when it's actually, you can like look down there and see that it's actually risen off the model. Like it's not just painted on detail. Well, the back of the turret is relatively flat with one hatch. So at least now they have two hatches to get in and out of this tank instead of one. Which is nice, but I still won't want to be inside this thing. It would be a death trap to any crew member if this tank started on fire. Underneath the tank you have some external hatches, so you can escape through the bottom, which is nice. Well, that's the Skoda T24, the Tier 5 medium tank. I really like this thing. I love the top speed, and before I go, I want to see how fast this thing can go. So, I know I can just show you, but I have octane and I have food on board, so that boosts my speed and crew efficiency, so it makes my driver drive faster. I'm sorry, I can't drive today. Look at the suspension. I love suspension. That's one thing I love about tanks is their suspension. I love watching their suspension. Like, if I can watch a tank suspension every day, I would do that. Okay, let's see the top speed. I'm already going 40, 50. Come on, can I get to 60? 58. No, I can only move 58 miles per hour, or kilometers per hour. That's not bad. Well, back to the garage. And we're back in the garage with the Skoda T24. I want to say Skoda T40, but it's the Skoda T24. It has 450 hit points, which is okay for Tier 5. It weighs 23 tons fully loaded. It has 450 horsepower. Top speed is 58, which is pretty fast for a Tier 5, I have to say. Traverse speed is 40 degrees a second. Hull armor is 50 in the front, which is okay. It's decent, not bad. 30 in the side, which is okay, and 30 in the side, rear. 30 in the rear. Turret armor has 50 in the front, which is nice, and it has some sloped bits, so hopefully you'll bounce some shots. 30 in the side, which is nice, and 30 in the rear of the turret, which is nice as well. Standard shell damage is 83 through 138. Standard shell penetration is 99 through 165. It has 11.32 rounds per minute. Turret traverse is 40 degrees a second. Its view range is 350, and its signal range is 710. All in all, it's a pretty nice all-rounded vehicle. I like it. I like it a lot. I can't wait to start playing this. I feel like it's going to be probably my second favorite tier 5 tank. But until I actually get to play it and feel how it actually plays in battle, I don't really know yet. So, next tank, the Skoda T25. You might know that this tank is already in the game, but it's not in the Czechoslovakian tree. It was in the German tech tree as the German tech tree, the Panzer T25. This thing, which if you look at it, has this kind of gun and this kind of turret. Now, let's compare those two features to this thing. Let's see, what kind of guns does it have? It has this kind of gun as its top gun, and it has, well, this kind of turret. Let's see, comparing the turrets. The Panzer 25 and the Skoda 25. Well, the premium has better turret armor, better side armor, or front armor, better side armor. So, yeah, but it has worse traverse, it has worse view range, and it weighs the same. So, and this is the real difference here. This is a tier 6. This is a tier 5. The tier 5 premium tank has better armor than the tier 6 version of the same exact tank, which is kind of upsetting. Now let's look at the gun. Alright. The caliber is 75. Shells in magazine is 3. So that's the difference right now. It has 3 shells. This has a 14 rate of fire. This has a reload time of 1.3 and time of reload is 8 seconds. Average penetration is, well, better across the board because that's a better gun. Yes. But average damage is the same. You get the same amount of damage regardless of the gun. And the dispersion, aim time, and weight is different. This weighs a lot less than this gun, which is all kind of confusing and weird. But I like this gun because it has an autoloader. Autoloaders are fantastic. So let's look at it. Hey, this is the Skoda T25, and well, the suspension is much like the Skoda T24. So I'm not really going to go over the bumps as much as I did with the other one because it's basically the same. The only thing that the T25 has differently is the turret. The turret is the major thing that has been changed on the T25. Now, I looked at the stats of the gun on this versus the Tier 5 T25 in the German tech tree, and the only thing that I saw different was nothing. Until I saw that this thing has an autoloader. I'm like, autoloader? Yes, please. And the first time I played this, I'm like, so it's basically a tier 5 Chi-Ri, because a Chi-Ri's top gun is not really that good, but it's an autoloader. It's a 3-round clip, and it has a 10-second reload, which isn't bad, but it isn't that great. And this is the same thing. It has a crappy gun, but it has an autoloader. 3-round clip, so if you do get around someone, you can do massive damage. Well, the road gear is the same on the T24, so I'm not really going to go over it. Still looks nice, still look great. Drive sprockets mash on each side, which is good. You got dual exhausts, some spare track equaling spaced armor, got some tow ropes, but you don't have the hammer or the shovel and pickaxe. Still got the vent. The turret, see, this is the only difference about the T25, is the turret is a lot bigger. A lot bigger. The same detail on top of the engine deck, so the only thing really about this tank is its turret. And the front of the tank. I have to say the front of the tank is different as well. I can't just ignore that. Okay. Well, the front of the tank, you still got tow hooks. Now you got this weird German helmet styled light thingy. I don't know what it is. But you lose your driver or co-driver's viewport for the machine gun. The machine gun is not in the middle of the tank. You still have your driver's port. You still have a coaxial machine gun in the turret, but your turret is a lot more bigger, meaning a lot more easier to hit. Still got rifling, and it's a 3-round clip autoloader now, which is nice. Still got smoke launchers where you can't use. And I don't know what that is. It's probably the sighting for the gun, because I don't see anywhere where the person inside can shoot without looking down the barrel. So you got that going for you. And then you got this side, which you notice on the T-24 was a lot detailed. This one is not really that detailed. You lose the box, the storage box, but you gain a hammer, an axe, and a tanker bar, which is nice. You got some grab irons on the roof, so you can get from the tracks all the way up to the turret. And other than that, you got spare tracks on the side, and you got your rear twin exhaust. Let's traverse again one more time to show the rear of the vehicle and the rear of the turret. Awesome. So the detail on top, the engine deck, is the same on the T-24. The back of it is pretty much the same. You don't get a wood. You don't get a block of wood on this tank, which is upsetting. But that's okay. You still got your jack to lift up the tank. You still got a shovel and pickaxe, which is nice. And on the back of the turret, you get 2 grab irons, which are the handles that you grab on. And you got a hatch to, you know, throw the shells out when you eject and get in and out of the tank. The top of the turret only has a small commander's hatch, which is okay, but it's really lacking detail. All in all, it's a pretty nice tank. It's much like the Tier 5, it's much like the Tier 5 T-25 in the German tech tree as a premium. So it's not much different. But the main difference of this versus the German premium is that the German premium has premium matchmaking and it doesn't see higher tiers. This is a Tier 6 and it can see Tier 8s, I think. Maybe 9s. And that's not really that fun. But I do like this thing and I'm looking forward to play it because it does have a 3-round autoloader. Granted, it's not as fast as the Chi-Ri's autoloader with 1 round per shot, but it does, if you keep shooting, a good amount of damage. And back to the garage. And we're back. Let's go over some of the stuff. It has 730 hit points, which is a lot. It weighs 27 tons fully loaded. It has 500 horsepower, giving it a top speed of 60 kilometers. Traverse speed is 30 degrees a second. Hull armor is 50 in the front, 50 in the side, 35 in the rear. Turret armor has 50 in the top, or front, 35 in the side, 35 in the rear. Not as good as the Tier 5 variant, which is kind of upsetting, because I would expect it to have like the same stats all around, but I guess not. Standard shell damage is 83 through 138. Standard shell penetration is 99 through 165. It has an 16.88 rounds per minute. Fire is that. Turret traverse is 36 degrees a second. View range is 360 and signal range is 710. All in all, it's not bad. I wonder how it will play because the T-25 or the PZ-25 in the German tech tree isn't that fun to play. Yes, it has premium matchmaking. Yes, it has better stats of turret armor than this thing, but it's not really that fun to play. Like, I don't really see much people playing the T-25 in the real tech tree, and that is premium matchmaking. This thing does not, so this thing can see tier 6, 7, 8 tanks, and that would be annoying, because this gun probably doesn't have the penetrating power, and it probably doesn't have the armor to deal with that stuff. Okay, next tank is, I cannot pronounce that name, but I can pronounce the T-34-100, so let's take a look at her. And here we are with the tier 7. The tier 7. Okay. I cannot pronounce the Polish Cherokee, whatever, but I can read this. It's the T-34-100. Basically, it's a T-34 chassis, or, well, a T-34-85 chassis, with the 100 mil gun with a bigger turret. I was waiting for this for a long time because I saw this thing and I'm like, I must have it. I love the T-3485 hull. I'm not a big fan of 100 mils, but I can make an exception for this thing. This thing looks fantastic. Let's go over some bumps, shall we? Let's turn off this thing and go over. Now, this is just a T-3485 chassis, so it's not really going to be much as a surprise that the suspension looks fantastic. And it does. It does the job. I love the T-3045. I love the Rudy. I love the Chinese version of the T-3045. Anything with the T-3045 chassis, I love. Because I just love this tank as I get stuck and I'd be like, what? Why am I not moving? Balls. But yeah, I really do love the T-34 variants. Alright, there's my friend. He's going to pull out, so I'm not on his cap circle. And let's look at the detail. And beep, beep, back up. Well, the road wheels aren't really that detailed. They're a lot of muddy. That is a lot of mud and grime and dirt. But the tracks look nice. The drive sprocket's in the rear. Oh no, what am I doing? That's the drive sprocket. That's the idler wheel. Idler wheel's in front. It does not have any return rollers because it's Russian, but it has the Russian ditch log, which is nice looking. It has a jerry can on the side, has a saw, has the box or storage. The top of the turret looks nice. It has some spaced armor with some tracks. You got a tarp in the back. The commander's hatch looks very nice with the antennae. Yes, this is like the first Czechoslovakian with the antennae actually in place, which is nice. The 100mm gun with a weird bulbous mounted turret. Like, they just took the T-3045's top turret, chopped off the front of it, and put that big bulbous mount, which I don't mind. It looks nice. You got spare fuel cans in the rear. You got some tow ropes just in case. I like it. Let's traverse the tank. 4 words, please. I want to look at front. Awesome. There we go. Now, the front of the tank is well detailed. You have your front hooks. You got some spare track links in the front, which is very nice because that adds spaced armor. You have your cable. You got your machine gun, the bow-mounted machine gun. Got some wood, which is spaced armor. You got the helmet type light thingy. You got your viewport, the top of the turret, and is the gun rifled? If I can pull out, yes, it is rifled. You got a light, no horn though. That's upsetting. Usually Russian vehicles have horns. Top of the turret. I like the rivet. I like that. I like the rivets in that weird grooved type thing. Has a lot of viewports on top. Nice commander's hatch. Nice hatch down here. And the few structures in the back, which is nice. Which is nice indeed. Let's check out the other side, which is equally as detailed. Come on, get your gun barrel out of my way. There we go. Well, the running gear is the same. Very dirty, like it should be. It should be a little dirty, weared and teared, because it is the road wheels. As we can see from the front, you got the cable that stretches all the way to the back. You got a shovel, got a pickaxe, got some grab irons on the side. You got your pistol port out, which is upsetting. I wonder if that's a weak point, because that should be 0 armor right there, because if you manage to get a shell to hit that, or an HE shell, it should go boom very quickly. Got some spare tracks. Got your jerry can in the front, which is nice. Got some bullets. You got some shell casings. I think that's shell casings, or bullet casings, or whatever. But that's pretty nice. That's there. You got some spare track, I'm guessing. I don't even know what that is. Cleats. Cleats, I'm guessing. See, in the Soviet Union, they would have cleats where a couple of these track links would be replaced with pointy ones to give it traction. I think that's what it is. If it's not, please tell me in the comments, because I would love to know what the hell that is. Sorry for my language. You got another storage box back there. You got 2 more cans of fuel, which is nice because it can go long distance that way. And let's look at the rear. Well, the rear is nicely detailed. Has 2 lower hooks. You got the Nice exhaust. Look at all that bolt detail. Bolting. The rear hatch. You gotta unbolt all those to get inside, which is nice. You got a mesh that is see-through. Yes, it is. It's see-through. And you got your tent or tarp or whatever it might be, and the fume extractors on top look very nice. Got 2 jerry cans, or, well, barrels of fuel on the back, which is nice. Which is nice. I like this thing. I really do. I fell in love with the T-34 100. I have. But this is kind of like every tank in the tree are Czechoslovakia made, and this is like the only one that is like remotely like Russian looking. Like you can put that in the Russian tech tree and no one would care. But you put this in like the Czechoslovakian tech tree and you'll be like, well, why? It doesn't look Czechoslovakian. But the Czechs did build some of these tanks. It was their own, well, modification to the T-34, apparently. Well, that's it for this video, or well, back to the garage, I might say. That's better. Not ending the video here. Silly me. But that's... boom. Awesome. Back to the garage. And we're back. I love the T-34 chassis, and I love the 100 mil. Let's see. It has 1,100 hit points. It weighs 37 tons. It has 520 horsepower, giving it a top speed of 54 kilometers. Hull traverse speed is 38 degrees a second. Hull armor is 45 in the front, 45 in the side, 45 in the rear, which is an even number all around, but it isn't really that great. Turret armor is 90 in the front, which is fantastic, 75 in the side, which is okay, and 52 in the rear, which is not really that good, but it works, I guess. Standard shell damage is 188 through 313. Standard shell penetration is 131 through 219. It has a rate of fire of 7.06 rounds per minute. Turret traverse is 40 degrees a second. View range is 370 and signal range is 850. All in all, it's pretty nice. Oh, I didn't show you camouflage. Oh, I'm such a worst. I forget about the camo. Let's look at the camo. We got some wear and tear here around the commander's or driver's hatch, wear and tear around the machine gun. Got some wear and tear up here and around here. Around the external fuel tank. A lot of wear and tear around the side. Wear and tear down the back, around the fuel tanks. A lot of wear and tear around the fuel tanks. Some engine wear and tear. Back to the garage. Now, I'm sorry, I didn't show you the camouflage for all these tanks. Let me do it. Let me show you the camo for the Skoda T50. Or T25. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Got wear and tear here. Got wear and tear in the barrel. Got some lot of wear and tear around the hatch. Especially up here. Scratching down the turret. Scratching down the side. Got some wear and tear around the engine deck. Around the hatch, where the crew would get up and down the ladders, scratching down the side, which is all pretty nice. And the Skoda T24. Exterior, please. Awesome. So you got wear and tear here, here, here. Scratches and wear and tear around the gun barrel. A lot of weathering here and there around the gun commander's hatch. Scratches down the side and on the turret. A lot of wear and tear down here. Wear and tear on the hatches as well. It looks like it's been really well used. Wear and tear here. Scratches down the side, which looks pretty nice. Well, that's it for this video. Put in the comment section if you're looking forward to these, and which one of the three do you like more. Do you think the T25 will be not as fun to play because it's now a tier 6 instead of a tier 5? Do you think that the T3100 is nice? Do you think it's good looking? I don't know. So tell me something in the comments. And like always, thank you so much for watching, and click the like button and to subscribe to my channel. And I am out. Bye guys. Bye bye.